are joined now on stage, the man, the Sith, the legend, Ray Park. Welcome,
morning.
sir.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Thanks
Doing
so much
well.
for being
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You know, I have something that I've been wanting to ask you since last night, actually. Did you see the Darth Maul clip from the Lego Star Wars series?
I haven't.
Have you
no.
seen this? Oh, it's
No.
amazing. It's an amazing clip where Darth Maul comes out and brings out his double saber and then kind of looks at the triple saber that's going on in the new ones and goes, and 6 sabers come out.
Really?
Yeah. It
That's
was
the
a
way it's gotta
pretty
be
great
done.
moment.
But
You
I-
can handle 6 sabers, right?
I always envisioned Darth Maul having 2 double-bladed lightsabers, one in each hand,
Oh, yeah?
which I can do.
That is a working hazard, I think.
It is. It works a bit hard on your forearms and your head. A lot of bashing.
So you've been to a few celebrations, I would imagine.
Yes.
How is the vibe for you this year after the announcement? How's it feeling on the floor?
It's such a great. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
My wife and kids are here, and we do Star Wars weekends every year in Orlando. But this
Yeah.
is phenomenal. I mean, everyone's here happy to celebrate Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like I watched it as a kid, and now I'm being part of it and be able to sort of share that. It's a lot of fun.
We've been hearing that a lot from people, you know?
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of parents and kids here, and it's really like hammering home just how long this has been a part of all of
Yeah.
our lives, you know?
Yeah.
We were talking to people from the Walt Disney World Resort. Can you tell us a bit about what you're doing at Sar Wars weekends?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's our like yearly vacation. I'm there for 2 weekends. We do a couple of panels, and we also do a show, Visit to the Mall.
Cool.
Where I talk about martial arts, and I talk about Darth Maul, and I talk about what I've done in the past, and then I bring a bunch of kids, like 50 kids, up on stage, and I teach them how to use the Force.
And by the time they all leave, they're doing double backflips.
That's
They're
it.
doing they're tuck and rolling. 4-year-old kids.
Yeah.
They
Sith
walk out.
apprentices, you know.
So speaking of some of the acrobatics that you can do, how did you prepare for your role in the Phantom Menace? Were you just already ready to rock anything they threw at you, or did you have to step it up another level to play Maul?
I was already training about 10 to 12 hours a day for competition. I used to represent Great Britain for the
wow.
Wushu team, but it was a different ball game with Darth Maul. I had to of course, you're using a lightsaber, so you've got to practice that theory of lightsaber battling. But I was already sort of jumping around like a Tasmanian devil.
What is that process like when you come in knowing Wushu and you're trying to bring it into this sort of fictional world? How do you change things up and make it sort of its own style?
I was very lucky to work with Nick Gillard and Andreas Petrides, and George was great about everything, and it was my first experience on movie fighting.
Yeah.
You know, because in Wushu we choreograph things for show, for the audience, but Nick wanted to show a style where it was real, you know, like these guys, there was no mistakes, you know, you didn't want to have a guy sitting on the couch go, wait a minute, I could have got you there, you know, we wanted to show these guys at their best.
So if I wanted to be able to do some of the things that you can do, where does somebody get started?
Anywhere, but I always say it's all in the look first, the stance.
So I need to look. I need to have the right look.
Ray, can you show Corey his stance?
Yeah.
Can we teach Corey the
I
stance
need to
now?
have the right
So you
look.
got to stand like a cowboy,
Okay,
sort of
like
thing,
a cowboy.
like Jedi cowboy.
Yeah, my pants are too tight.
Yeah, but it doesn't
All
matter.
right,
You can stand up,
great,
chest
okay.
out,
Chest out.
and then you just got to do the look quick. So a little look. So you do boom.
Like a blue steel kind of.
Yeah,
Does
like-
the chest pop when you do that?
Yeah,
And the arms pull back.
So you're
I'm supposed to do it into the camera.
yeah, do it again.
So this
I
is
don't know.
90% intimidation
I don't
then.
know. You're
that's it. So
scary,
you
and
don't
I'm
have to
just-
do anything. It's
Yeah.
all about the look and then
Yeah.
run away.
I like how your hair kind of bounces. And you didn't have the hair as Maul, you had the horns,
Yeah.
which were really neat. Were you a bit disappointed, with Maul, thinking that he died at the end of the Phantom Menace? And how did you feel when you found out that they brought him back for Star Wars: The Clone Wars?
Well, I always knew Maul was going to be dead at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
and it was just whether or not you see him getting chopped in half.
Right.
And then, you know, there was fan speculation over the
Yeah.
years about Maul coming back, and then they brought him back for the Clone Wars. So
Yeah.
I honestly thought that he was only going to be back for an episode or so and then get killed off again.
Yeah.
But he was there for a whole season.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was great to watch with my kids.
Darth Maul as the Kenny of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Every time he shows up, he
Yeah.
dies immediately.
My favorite thing to think about is at the end of episode 3, Obi-Wan tells Anakin, don't try, it's over, Anakin, I have the high ground. But when you look at you and Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is very low, and you have the high ground over Obi-Wan, who launches himself over you and manages to win.
Yeah, I know. You know, the bad guy's got to get it.
Yeah. You had the high ground in that situation.
And that's what happens when you get too cocky and overconfident.
Yeah. Right.
You know, Darth Maul got a bit sure of himself, and that's why he was swiping at Obi-Wan.
Right. Well, when you can do the things you can do, I mean, I would be very sure of myself if I could do that. When you
are creating a character, so many of your characters are. You know, we don't really see Rey too much. You know, you're putting on makeup. You're the headless horseman. You're Toad. You know what I mean? You're always changing yourself physically. How much does that, the first time you see yourself in the makeup, change the way you approach maybe a fight or your posture or your style?
Well, for Darth Maul, it was all about the action, the body language, and if I was to go back and do it again, I would really play with the makeup a little bit and more and bring that to life. But the makeup and the costume does sort of influence the characters that I play, and I really do like. I mean, in the beginning, I wanted to show my face and I wanted to be the guy saving the world and kissing the girls and but now I like to. Play character roles. We don't get to see me, and bring some characters to life.
You really kind of like fade into it, which is love. Yeah. And I love when you're talking about like, oh well, if I went back, I would kind of do more. But I just loved how stoic you were in your face, because it's like you said, you were letting the fighting do the talking, which I really loved.
It was like an old the old kung fu movies where the master doesn't show any expression.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And he battles
like
with you
a Shaw Brothers movie or something.
That's how I was portraying Darth Maul in a sense.
Yeah, I found you moved almost like a panther when you're pacing back and forth, staring at Qui-Gon, staring at Obi-Wan.
Oh,
It was a very cat-like movement to your character. I do want to ask, what do you have coming up?
I'm just working on myself, training hard. My son trains gymnastics like 4 days a week, and I feel embarrassed that he trains harder than I do. So we've been watching American Ninja Warrior, and so I'd like to be fit and strong like those guys, and hopefully G.I. Joe 3.
Awesome,
man. Well, Ray Park, thank you so much for joining us, man. That was amazing.
Well,
He's just going to flip right off now. You guys won't be able to see it. We have more live from Star Wars Celebration 2015, powered by Verizon on StarWars.com, so stay right here.